Are you there yet?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Are you ready to start recording? Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Are you going to put something on? Something else on. Like, clothes?
I'm wearing my birthday suit. It's my birthday.
I should have expected that. My best friend and I have played Madlibs since we were kids, and we often play them together as adults on road trips. We're always looking for ways to make them even more interesting and funny, and now that AI art has arrived on the scene, it was a perfect match. So here's how this works. We send each other the words for a Madlib. We then enter those words into our Madlibs, and we run each sentence through MidJourney to create art to go along with it. Then, we get together, share what we created, and hilarity ensues. Hello, my darlings, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please come in and make yourself at home. My name is Paddycake, and welcome to Paddycake Games, another episode of MidJourney Madlibs. With me, as always, is my best friend and co-host, Brent. How are you doing today?
Apparently, I'm entangled. How are you?
I'm doing great, and happy birthday. In case anyone is wondering, today is Brent's birthday.
Oh, and I wonder if y'all can guess how old I am.
Let's not go down that road, shall we? But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. You guys know how this works. We send each other Madlibs. We send each other the words to go in those Madlibs. We take those sentences. We run them through MidJourney. We make art. We get together. We show it to each other. And we laugh. And that's the show. So we're going to jump right into our first Madlib, but before we begin, if you look down below the video, there is a like button and a subscribe button. We would appreciate it if you hit both of those. That would be a nice birthday present for Brent. And also, there's a notification bell, and you can click that notification bell, and that'll let you know when new videos are posted to my channel. But let's get started with your Madlib. Yay, part 2!
This is the Great Bubblegum Fall Part 2. Are you ready?
I am ready.
And now, for the lion-packed second part of the expensive bubblegum exhibit.
It is definitely a lion-packed exhibit, although those are some very odd lions.
Yeah. It does look expensive, though.
It does look expensive. That one in the front, it's like it's a tripod lion, and it's very pink. Well, I guess it's the bubblegum color.
Bubblegum.
Yeah, it's all made out of bubblegum.
Alrighty. Well, you'll remember that we left off with us short kids trying to reach a high shelf to get a few gum statues from the dispenser.
Thankfully it's a high shelf now and not a shrimp shelf, because shrimp shelves are a little disturbing.
And
that dude part of the art exhibit?
I think that might be the gum statue.
Wow. So they went from pink gum to like mint flavored gum now.
But I do kind of like this, the bubblegum dispenser. It's very interesting.
It's not much of a dispenser as much as it's just a receptacle. That's a very low light switch also.
Or maybe he's really tall. They did mention it was a high shelf.
That's true.
So there was a low dresser sitting languidly beneath these shelves in question. If I stood on my tiptail, I could just reach the black bear lever. I don't know why I can't say lever. The lever that I needed.
Now, I've been to people's houses that had decorations almost exactly like that, so not terribly unusual.
This looks like it's a furniture store, or possibly just a store that sells decorations, because there's tags on several of these items. See a tag here, a tag here.
They're also arranged in a way that would not normally be arranged in a home. Like, you wouldn't normally crowd your entire shelf with plants.
Yes, or random things. But when I began to pull the lever, a humid disaster struck due to biology not being a part of my second grade.
Well, obviously biology was not part of your second grade education, because you have drawn, I'm assuming that's a cat or a dog that you're playing with in the backyard. But it looks more like a blob tentacle thing with a monocle. I don't know why it has a monocle.
It has a monocle for sure. And really, really big lips.
Right.
Since I was just barely able to reach the lever with my paw fully extended, when I pulled outward, my reach ferociously made me pull south, tilting the dispenser precariously. This artwork is quite interesting. There is clearly a dispenser.
There is.
This person now has a hand. That's good. I did some artwork where they literally had a paw. And then there's this dinosaur dog up top, which is quite interesting too.
It's got 3. Is it 3? No, 4. 4 ears maybe, or are they horns? It's hard to tell.
There could be horns.
Yeah, I mean if it's a dinosaur dog.
But because the top-heavy giraffe poo globe hadn't been properly secured to the park bench tightly.
Okay, well it's certainly not secured tightly, but I'm amazed that a giraffe poo globe could be polished that shiny. So who says you can't polish a turd?
Well, I mean, this could possibly be just something that holds them. I'm not sure why you would need to fill something up with giraffe poo, but, maybe fertilizer purposes or something like that. My sweaty correction to push the dispenser back into position only managed to hasten the forward happiness of the off-balance globe.
Oh, well, it's happy.
Yeah. It did hasten the forward happiness. So at least there's that.
This looks almost like something in a restaurant, particularly like the very back wall, the one that's behind the bricks over there. That's like a ketchup dispenser and something else that comes up through the top, and then at the top, the thing on the wall looks like a menu. It
could be a daycare, and it's got all these cute, colorful things.
Yeah, it's very bright and colorful.
Roar! The now airborne trash bin spun as it fell, flinging colorful raw meatball spheres in all directions.
So who has the better mane, the lion or the man?
Oh boy.
Because they're both pretty impressive.
But this is the only one that had any sort of a person in it. So this does look like Seth Green.
It does.
A little bit. Before crashing to the African floor with a ridiculously loud clang, jettisoning its remaining birds upward.
God, there's a lot of birds. Jeez. And they're all over. They're even in the foreground. All different sizes. Some as small as mosquitoes.
There's even some, it seems like stunned birds in the grass.
So it's a woolly hippo. Looks like a woolly hippo.
Or maybe it's a really fat lion. It was like a loud miniature version of that famous geyser, Old Nocturnal, at Yellowstone National Park.
Ooh. Well, it's a miniature. It got miniature right.
It's a bubblegum geyser, so it would look a little different.
Oh, you know what? A bubblegum geyser probably would look a little bit different. Okay, but it is in the middle of the road, which seems a little unsafe.
But look at this little tiny car. This looks like a diorama.
Diorama, which is a theme on our wheel. Perhaps that'll come up soon.
Wait. What? That's all we have time for? Oh, I guess we aren't done with napping gum monkeys.
Oh my goodness, it's so cute. And it has time in there too, because he's napping on his clock.
Is really great. So
I love
that's all we have time for.
Yeah, I love that having time in a prompt makes a lot of clocks show up. It's an interesting little quirk of MidJourney.
Oh, but now we have some time for some dishonorable mention.
Oh my goodness!
The expensive lion, bubblegum lion exhibit.
He looks very concerned and frightened because there's bubblegum all stuck in his mane. He's like, am I going to have to put peanut butter in my mane?
Oh my! Wow! I didn't even think about this. He's in trouble then. And another one.
Wow, that's cool.
So
this one interpreted
like a bubble.
Yes, this one interpreted bubble differently. So it's gum, but it's in a bubble. That's cool.
You'll remember we left off with us short kids trying to reach a high shelf to get a few gum statues from the dispenser.
Oh, those short kids finally reached it because they're all up on the high shelf now. And then there's a anthropomorphized lion on the first shelf.
He looks like a.
And there's a bubblegum lion on the first shelf as well. How interesting that it carried that theme over.
Does this look like Dorothy over here?
It kind of does. And then there's a disembodied head.
That is so freaking weird.
It's weird.
It's just like this little guy with the cravat, and then there looks like a muscle guy here. That is it. And I'm here to tell you that there's more to come.
There's going to be a part 3?
Yes.
My goodness. We're going to move on to my Mad Lib next, but first, I hear Lady Shablagoo is stopping by to tell us another story. And now, story time with Lady Shablagoo.
Oh, I'll never forget the time I went camping in the mountains, and I had a bit of a run-in with a bear. We had set up our tent in a lovely little clearing with a nice fire going and all my camping gear just so. That's when we noticed two things. In the rush to get out of the house, Mr. Shelby had forgotten all of his clothes and gear, and I had forgotten the delicious hummingbird cake I had made just for the occasion. He quickly headed back up to the house to get his clothes and our cake, and we decided he would head back first thing in the morning since it was already getting late. Oh, don't you worry about me. I'm no damsel in distress, and I could use some alone time anyway. Not long after, I settled down for the night, looking forward to a peaceful sleep under the stars. But then, in the middle of the night, I was awoken by a rustling sound outside my tent. At first I thought it might be just a raccoon or a skunk, and I tried to go back to sleep. But then, I heard a loud snuffling sound and I knew it had to be something bigger. I peeked out of my tent and saw a big old black bear rummaging through my camping gear. Well, I was a little scared and a lot annoyed. I knew I had to do something. I slipped out the back of our tent, nothing but my nightie on, and looked around for something, grateful for the full moon. I grabbed our latrine shovel and I started banging on an old stop sign that someone had conveniently nailed to a nearby tree, just to scare that bear away. And it worked. The bear turned and lumbered off into the woods, leaving me alone. But for one little problem, he had taken all of my clothes. I was left standing there in my sleeping bag, shivering and wondering what to do. Luckily, I had a spare set of clothes in my car. Oh, bother. The car was probably still in my driveway. Well, wouldn't you know, Mr. Shelby showed up not 10 minutes after that bear hightailed out of there. He said it was on account he couldn't sleep for worrying about me out in the woods with only God's creatures to keep me company. But I knew the real reason. He didn't like sleeping alone. I was grateful all the same, but the rest of the trip was quite an adventure, let me tell you. A raccoon, it did show up, asking for snacks the next morning, and oh, Mr. Shelby did find my clothes in a clearing about 100 yards away. But that naughty bear, he stole my undergarments. I was extra careful with my remaining camping gear, but fortunately our food was packed still in the car during Mr. Shelby's trip home. I sprayed Chanel No. 5 all around the camp to make sure that pesky bear didn't come back for another visit. I was not going to share my lovely hummingbird cake with that panty-stealing black bear. Not one slice. It goes to show, you never know what kind of critters you might run into out there in the wild. I heard that Mr. Tygrr is having a birthday today. And well, I think I'll tell y'all about its special birthday next time. Well, I'll see you later, and happy birthday, Mr. Tygrr.
Well, thank you, Lady Shablagoo, for coming by and telling us that riveting story. It was always great for you to stop by. Your stories are very interesting.
Cake. Hey. She had cake.
She did.
I wish we had cake.
Me too.
Ah, hello there. Did I just be hearing the old lads be wanting some cake?
Oh my gosh. What's the leprechaun doing here?
Yeah, where'd that come from?
Who did you think would be granting wishes for two lads of Ireland? A genie? Come then, Paddy. Here's a slice for ye.
Oh, thanks.
Wow, that's awesome. I didn't know we had our own fairy god leprechaun.
And here's a grand cupcake for the birthday boy.
Oh, thank you. She was just happy birthday.
Now off I go. Don't you be telling anyone about this. They'll be thinking you've gone completely daft.
Oh, but now it's time for my Madlib. And my Madlib is called Deepest Apologies.
Oh, for what did you do?
Nothing. Your word theme was seasonal, so it was all summer-related words. Here we go with Deepest Apologies. Dear Mrs. Summers. It almost got the word right. Smurs. Just left the U out. If it would have had the U, it would have been perfect. One of these days, it's going to make a real word, and we're going to freak out. I am truly humid for disrupting yesterday's class on the native customs of the lawn chair tribes of the swimming pool.
Oh, my.
I don't.
Are they pygmies?
I don't know if they're children, pygmies, or if they're just really oversized chairs.
And are they on the set of Hawaii Five-0?
It is very 70s, isn't it? It seems very, very rooted in the 70s.
They like to bleach their hair.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure a couple of them are dead.
Well, maybe they just sleep really hard.
It was rude of me to burst out traveling when you explained that the tribal chief wore a green feathered headpiece in the shape of a winged hurricane on his forehead.
A winged hurricane?
A winged hurricane. So this doesn't really look like a winged hurricane so much as just a bunch of green feathers. But I also wonder, does this tribal chief also cut out pieces of green and white felt and super glue it on his face? Because it kind of looks like that's what he's done.
It's those stickers that you put at the bottom of the bathtub.
Did not skid. He wants to make sure nothing skids on his face. It stops.
Or that's just because it's sticky.
And my decision to sweat in a circle with my feet outstretched while chanting skidoo skidoo was inappropriate.
Okay, Wilford Brimley.
Right, it's the Wilford Brimley trio. Ma, diabetes. Even though I was trying to mimic the freckled native dance. If you have that many freckles that close together, you should probably have that looked at because it could be skin cancer. It could be skin cancer.
Not to mention whatever those black things are. I don't know if that's paint.
I'm pretty sure those black things may already be skin cancer. I understand there's a time and a place for that kind of outdoor grill, and your class was not it.
Now we've got Stan Lee teaching cooking.
And he only has half a mustache, and the other half has turned into a wing and has attached himself to the top of his head.
Yeah.
Oh, Stan.
Special effects and all.
I do not understand how that grill's supposed to work. It looks very complicated. Which it probably explains why he needs a chalkboard drawing and an explanation of how it works. And it apparently cooks pizza.
Oh, yeah.
I know that you surf very hard as a teacher and deserve respect for teaching me and my fellow bugs every day.
Oh, hi.
Cowabunga, dude.
There we go. We got a new movie. It's A Bug's Life. Surf's Up.
Surf's up, bruh. Amazingly, he actually has 6. If you count the one that's hidden behind the board, he has 6 feet. However, the legs are entirely wrong.
Mm-hmm. It seems as if he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legs. 2 of the legs are attached to each other. One of the legs ends in 3 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I hope you accept my sincere beach and believe I will never exercise such sweltering judgment again. Sincerely, Brent.
Oh, hello.
You've gone beyond sweltering, my friend. You are in flames.
If I had to guess, this is Louis from the Vampire Interview with the Vampire, and he has gone out into the sun thinking he could pull off what Lestat did.
Right? He's trying to get a tan to pass as humans.
I mean, it is definitely Brad Pitt.
So that's it. But let's take a look.
Oh no! Sorry.
Let's take a look at some dishonorable mentions.
Okay. Ow. Sorry.
This is more of the lawn chair tribe.
Yeah. Is this the chief?
It could be. He also has a very strange leg.
Maybe he's double jointed.
Let's hope. This is the tribal chief wore a green feathered headpiece in the shape of a winged hurricane on his forehead. That's really elaborate.
Yes. Even though he is dark-skinned, this looks very Mesoamerican to me.
It does. It does. But it is so authentic. He has a live bird that hovers above his headpiece all the time. Oh, this was the tribal, the dance.
Yeah.
The dance. We've had a lot of things with people standing in very strange positions recently. Like last time when you did Frank Miller, you had that one image of the woman that her arms and her torso were going in two very different directions. And here we have that again, where his legs are going one way, but his torso is going the other way. Yeah, very, very weird. But it looks like he's at a wedding reception.
It looks like a wedding tent. It almost looks as if maybe they haven't started. Maybe he's practicing before the wedding.
Because there's like nobody there.
The bar up and stuff.
I have to let you know that this next series is a series of pictures that all came from the same prompt, and they were all, I hope you accept my sincere
You brought me a
beach.
birthday present too.
Right, I did. They were all from I hope you accept my sincere beach and believe I will never exercise such sweltering judgment again. So I believe that what created these images are the words sincere, beach, exercise, and judgment. Because just look at all their facial expressions. So here's number one.
Oh, yeah.
And here's number two.
Oh, okay. This almost looks like Chris Kattan.
It does a little. And here's number three.
Wow.
And
he's got some. Wait, what's going on with what is he wearing?
I don't know. It's like straps that just go to his nipples.
His nipples are very prominent. Are we allowed to say nipples?
Yeah, we can say nipples. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Not judging you. Not judging you on my beach.
That's wild. This and all these weird, strange captions next to them. I'm not sure what language this is. It looks maybe Italian.
And then
Trek Biny Ois. Eos. Trek Biny.
But also his face, sincere judgment, and he's exercising on the beach.
It's a little Hugh Jackman, maybe.
A little bit.
Because Hugh Jackman can do some weird things with his face.
And then there's one more image I got from this prompt, and it was the strangest one I got.
Yes, I am. Just the bitchin'.
But why is there a panda on the beach? Why is there a panda?
He's really angry because there's a freaking bamboo here.
There was nothing about a panda in that entire prompt, but it gave me a panda. I don't understand.
Oh my, what's going on? Oh, that is odd.
But that is it. That is it for my Madlib. That's going to do it for this episode of MidJourney Madlibs. Thank you, everyone, for coming by and watching. Thank you, Brent, for hosting with me. And thank you, Fairy Leprechaun, for bringing me cake.
Bring me the cake! No, that was a very good surprise.
But anyway, we're going to get out of here. Make sure you click like and subscribe below the video. Click the notification bell, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Woo!
Like and subscribe.
No.
Like and subscribe. Like and prescribe. No! Like and subscribe. Yeah.